Conor McGregor and his dwindling stock these days are all but noticeable. The Notorious has been absent from the fighting games since his 2021 TKO leg break. Many superstars have risen in his absence to hog the light and achieve feats, some even more than he. However, McGregor's massive record for UFC pay-per-view achievements are something none other has yet toppled. The UFC 318 morning weigh-in show streamed live on the promotion's YT handle this Friday. During the in-show game, hosts had to choose one UFC record they thought that'd never be topped. 29-0, ex-UFC lightweight legend Khabib Nurmagomedov and his 21 single-fight takedown record were a frontrunner. Then there's the battle-tested and seasoned Jim Miller, who, according to UFC Stats Leaderboards, has logged the most UFC fights at 46. However, host Daniel Cormier appeared astounded to discover that Conor McGregor had achieved pay-per-view sales of over 1 million 8 times consecutively. From highest to lowest, this was from the pinnacle of his career up to the period following his bout with the novel COVID phase. That would be 9 if counting the iconic The Money fight, Mayweather Jr. vs. McGregor one-time boxing affair in 2017. 50-0 boxing legend Floyd Mayweather alone made $275 million in ROI. McGregor's crossover into boxing punctuated 4.3 million PPV buys and a $55 million in projected live gate. It also pushed him to his peak status as a lone MMA name on the Forbes' list. This time around, away from fighting or an imminent combat return, Conor McGregor took time out to remind the world of those feats. The Irishman initially transcended the 7-figure threshold in his contest with Jose Aldo in 2015. Followed by a series of confrontations with Nate Diaz in his second title triumph over Eddie Alvarez. This latter contention was of historic proportions, and the Irishman later wanted UFC brass to grant him equity stakes in the promotion. After all, along with Dana White, he was becoming a face of the sport that had propelled it into mainstream attention. All of this made him an obvious choice for Mayweather, and his return to the UFC against the Eagle followed as the biggest UFC fight in history. Last week, and give or take a few more days and change, the POTUS Donald Trump rang some bells. For now, there's a White House PPV concept card lineup in the pipeline for 2026. Many fighters, active or not, including Conor McGregor, have pitched in for the such American 250 feet celebration card. Not long after, the UFC CEO told at the Full Send podcast that a John Jones vs. Tom Aspinall superfight would be his dream White House top spot, followed by a close second Conor McGregor return in some capacity. It is something that he bills will be a one-of-one sphere on steroids. Fight fanatics won't be liking this one a bit. The potential of a South Lawn global telecast fight has made ex-UFC HW Jones already enter the DFSI test pool again. If the athletic commissions grant it, he could be in active contention just after 6 months. As of past Tuesday, BKFC President David Feldman said that McGregor told him he's re-entered the testing pool, too. But that's far from the truth. Per the UFC anti-doping database, the Irishman is yet to register for even a single testing this year. McGregor was slated for a return at the 3 Arena, for the UFC 303 PPV kickoff media presser. However, he pulled out due to toe injury and hasn't stirred up even a failed booking anymore. Last he was tested was 10 months back. This immensely crosses the threshold of the 6-month active contention barrier. His long-awaited comeback will have to stay put as current trajectory does not have him registering any soon.